Hi, welcome to Who Am I Today with Summer D, and today we are doing 90s grunge. So I have the first outfit on, and I know this was going to be maybe a little bit of a wild one for you. I'm not sure. 90s is really, really big. It's really on trend right now. I really never left it because that was my era. So I feel like that was the biggest all of the 90s, and there was grunge, and then there was 90s. There were 90s mom looks, there were 90s kids, teen looks. There were a lot of different styles going on in the 90s. So I never really outgrew that era. It's one of my favorites, and I tend to pick up things that go to it all the time. Although usually it goes with like patchwork sweaters. For me, it's usually patchwork sweaters and just like crazy prints and things like that. But the 90s grunge is something that I went through that phase and I did for quite a while. And so I'm just going to be showing you some of those looks today, only I've cleaned them up a bit. So I won't be using any secular band t-shirts or anything like that because it just doesn't go with who I am anymore, because faith is such a big part of my life. I don't listen to 90s music anymore. It does not make me happy. It's very depressing. And I don't wear the t-shirts and stuff to it. So I'm going to switch those things out in my own personal style, and just show you a way to create 90s outfits, and then you decide what type of t-shirt or whatever you want to put with your outfit looks. But just for me, that's what I've decided to do. So starting with the first one, I took a black turtleneck, and I feel like 90s, a lot of it was layered up as well, but like the 90s grunge, it was a lot of turtlenecks or just long sleeve shirts, t-shirts or whatever, uh, under short sleeve t-shirts. So I feel like that was a really big 90s grunge thing. And then also any leather, like the black cord jewelry or the little black chokers or the leather like band strappy jewelry, and flannels and plaid skirts. So I started with this and the tights. So and I had forgotten about this. So the little black tights, which I think most of the time the skirts were shorter, but this is the only plaid skirt I had. Also jean shorts, cut off jean shorts with the black tights under them, and the socks and the boots or the Converse were big 90s grunge items as well. So that kind of gives you all your kind of staple pieces that you would use for this look. And it was pretty much a kind of like a thrown together look as well, like mixed prints, mixed items, things that really didn't go, but yet they were thrown together. And so I feel like that's what that particular style was all about. So starting with this one, this is a Kato skirt, by the way. I wore it actually to church for the fall with a mustard yellow sweater, but it also acts great for a grunge look. So I grabbed it up, and then of course the Free People boots and some just basic Walmart socks with a little stripes going across them there, and a thrifted t-shirt, and just a thrifted black turtleneck for this first look. Okay, on this one, I picked this 90s, very worn, very ready for a grunge look top. I thrifted a while back. It's called, the brand is Garden Gallery, and it has been worn a lot. So you can see whoever had it before really got the use out of it. But it does, the more worn the look, and I know some people may not understand this, but in vintage and in 90s grunge, the more worn the item, kind of the better for that look. That is just the way it is. And so this one is kind of perfect for that style. I took a little cross necklace, crosses, and like your leather jewelry and things like that, like I was saying, are good for this look. I don't have any of the cord jewelry or the leathery pieces. I have a couple bracelets, but I don't have the necklaces, so I just picked the little cross look for it. And then I left the black tights on under the ripped jeans, and still kept the boots. And so this is just another way to style a 90s look. Okay, keeping that same black turtleneck and necklace, and you can just use a lot of basic pieces. A lot of times when you're creating a look, if you have your pants and your shoes and your the layering piece, which is your turtleneck or t-shirt, you can just build from there. And once you have those pieces, all you got to do is add a few more and you've got the outfit. So with this one, it's literally the same, all the same basics, but just adding this flannel around the waist. So a big thing in the 90s was to tie the flannel around the waist, and not just any flannel. Like like this one has more of that grunge look, the darker colors, and the style of it. There are boho flannels or flannels that are lighter colored that would not fit the 90s grunge style. So keeping that in mind, like the colors do kind of need to go with, it's more of a dark academia, more of a darker colors that are in that 90s style than the lighter ones, in my opinion. So I just paired this around my waist and it's cute and ready to go just the way it is. Okay, the blue and black plaid, the flannel that I just had on was a brand called So. I think it is a Junior's brand. And then this top I have on is a Ruby Road, which is a women's brand, probably from Belk or something. Um, but what's interesting is most of the time, like with the older women's brands like this, they wouldn't be worn like this. So you can as long as you kind of know what to look for in that style, like if you're looking for grunge, you can pick out pieces that match that style, even if they're modern or even if they're maybe an older style, but just pair them differently, match them up differently to create that younger look. So I took this, what would be considered like a Belk top. I think it's Kohl's or Belk, I don't even know. And I think most people would probably wear it maybe in a more classic way. They might wear it with some like little black stretch pants or some little dark denim, just neater looking jeans. But because I put the turtleneck under it and left it unzipped and put the ripped jeans with it and the boots, that automatically gave this top a 90s look versus how someone would probably normally wear it. So just a little way to show you how to take modern tops or modern what you wouldn't even think would go to the 90s and style them in a 90s way. All right, on this one, I have had these butterfly jeans forever. I don't know. I don't know. I think I've had them for like 8 years or something. They're from Rue 21. So I've had them for a good minute, but because they do have the black butterflies on them and because they're a wide leg, they do fit with the 90s grunge style. Also, I kept keeping that, if you'll notice, the turtleneck is acting as pretty much the staple piece of every single grunge outfit. So the layer, the black turtleneck, the layer, the whatever the shirt is that's going under everything is really needed for this look. And this top I just got recently at Five Below. So it just happened to have butterflies on it. But the way the print is done, it's a spearless, by the way. I liked what it said, but the way it's printed has a little bit more of a grunge look instead of a what you would call pretty look. So that, or kind of edgy, maybe edgy is a good word for it, but it kind of makes a good piece having an edgy graphic print to pair in with a 90s look as well. Keeping the butterfly jeans with this look, and I added just a little, and this is a Kato bracelet. It actually says blessed on it, but this is the cord jewelry I was telling you about. So the black cord jewelry was, I feel like, a big part of 90s, or the leather, the brown leather ones. Usually necklaces made out of the little thin, like one thin black cord. Those were really popular. And just taking what would normally be just a basic modern Kato top and putting it over that black turtleneck again, and with some baggy jeans, and it literally changes the whole entire look of probably how you would buy this top, how you would see it in the store, or how you would wear it. It changes the whole look of it. And it does make, because of those darker colors again, because of the way the black pattern is on it, and the purple, I feel like it does tie in with grunge. So I just layered it right back over this stuff and created another look. And you can also showing you how you can keep a lot of your same, a lot of your same jeans can be wore repeatedly. And your basic top that you have under can be wore repeatedly, but you can create different outfits just by changing that one piece of clothing on top. So it gives you a whole bunch of different outfit looks, only by changing the tops. So, okay, layers upon layers. So, keeping the black turtleneck, taking the tee, kind of a worn out distressed tee, or a some type of graphic tee that is not so much leaning towards the pretty girl. It doesn't need to be feminine. It needs to be more just kind of a masculine tee, or worn look to it. And then some distressed or ripped white jeans this time, keeping the boots. And then this is an American Eagle. Okay, the jeans are Old Navy, and this is an American Eagle jacket. Actually, my oldest daughter gave to me, and it's probably, could be a good 8 years old or something. I might be wrong, but I feel like it's been around for a while, so it's not going to be one of the newer items in their store. Also, but you could probably find it on eBay or something. Not mine, but someone else's. Leaving them unbuttoned. So with the grunge look, remember with the grunge look, you don't want anything to look, it doesn't really need to look really put together. It's kind of like an effortlessly thrown together, it's kind of a sloppy style. In all honesty, that's really what it is. You're leaving things undone and layering, and just kind of pairing random things together. So using rips and distressing and more worn items for this look. Okay, taking another Cato top. And yes, I do shop at the Cato quite often. They might pay me one day. I don't know. I advertise for them a lot, but they're not paying me right now. So, but this one would normally be, I feel like, a boho, boutique type top. But once again, pairing it with the ripped jeans. I kept the tights on under the jeans. Pairing it over the turtleneck. I found some metal jewelry. And just putting it all together like that does grunge it down, gives it a different style. It's totally opposite of the way you would wear it if it was a boho or boutique style. So, so this does still, to me, maybe a little bit of a nicer grunge look, but it still looks grunge to me. Okay, I forgot to look at the brand on this top again. It is a 90s top. It is one I thrifted in Crossville on my birthday not too long ago. And I could show it on the thrift haul, but I wanted to put it in the 90s look. On it, in all honesty, I feel like maybe it could be a little longer. But anyway, it's still acting. It is acting, I guess, correct for a 90s grunge, considering you can still see the turtleneck layer coming out from it. So I feel like that does work. And I feel like the colors, maybe the colors, I don't know if the colors work or not, but I'm feeling, I don't know. I was for certain on all the others. This one I'm like kind of a little on the fence about, but I feel like it still could be 90s grunge. And I took the cargo pants from, these are Walmart, and I'll have to get the brand in a minute because I just threw this whole outfit on and forgot to look at the brand. But these are from Walmart, and this is thrifted 90s. And then I put the Converse black, and these are men's. I don't know if they had them in women's in the black. I actually needed some shoes for work, and I ended up getting, these were the black shoes I got because they were cooler than the work shoes. I'm not there anymore, but I kept the shoes. So anyways, but black Converse for this look. Also wanted to tell you, so in my hair, I have these. So these little clips are, we would take these and we would twist, like twist the hair and make these little knots. And then we'd either use the little rubber bands or those clips in the 90s. And I used to have like little knots like all over, my hair, my head, all these little hair knots. And I did try to do that a while ago and it wouldn't stay. So we just ended up with the little clips we have now. And then belts, maybe not in this color, but the black belts that have the grommets. would be a really good 90s item as well to have. And I feel like in the 90s, I did not tuck a whole lot of things. When I was doing the 90s grunge, I have seen a few things tucked in with the grommet belts, but when I was wearing it, I think I left everything out and layered, always looser and hanging over the baggier jeans. Okay, on this one, the brand of the top, man, sometimes I forget them. I think it said Nicola. And it is kind of like a little, this is hitting two trends right now too, if you care about trends. So this is kind of like a lace type top, but then also it's got the perfect colors and style for a grunge outfit as well. So I just layered it back over with the black cargos, the Converse, and the black turtleneck, just keeping it all the same and just changing the top up creates a totally different look. This top also, it just kind of reminds me of like, Party of Five or something like that. I feel like that this is, I feel like the clothes they wore in Party of Five were, to me, everything was grunge. So I feel like it kind of hit on that grunge area. It wasn't like there's different styles of grunge. So it wasn't like really dark grunge, but it was just kind of that, what you would call normal grunge, I guess. I don't even know. But I feel like their style was a type of 90s grunge, and so I feel like this top would have been something I would have seen on there. So moving on. Okay, taking that worn out t-shirt again and keeping the black pants. I'm pretty for certain these black pants are time and true. That last one, the vintage 90s, actual 90s one, is Don Kinney Casuals. And this flannel is time and true as well. So actually, for interesting enough, doing all of these 90s looks, most of the clothing, a lot of it, I want to say the majority has been more modern items, a lot of time and trues and Katos. And so that just goes to show, if you know what the style looks like, you don't even have to have the era. So if you can't even find it at your thrift store, you could take newer pieces and just style it in a way that looks 90s grunge, and no one will ever know, so unless you tell them like I am. So but anyways, most of these pieces are newer, but still showing you how to create that perfect 90s look, 90s grunge look, because there are different styles of 90s. But I'm really liking this one. Actually, when I was growing up, I don't think I ever wore the flannel tied. I think I had a friend that always wore the flannel tied. I think I did always wear the t-shirts over the long sleeves. And the cargo pants or the ripped jeans. I think I wore stuff like that, but I just don't remember ever tying the flannel around. But I do know I probably wore the flannel instead of tying it, but it is definitely a 90s grunge style. So okay, I thought I would give you one tucked in. This one's a little more girly, but still a grunge look, keeping with those darker colors. And this is it's not that old of a top. It is Apartment 9, which I think maybe JCPenney's. And it's got like the metallic, it's kind of a rust color and black and white, and has metallic in it. And just tucked it into these pants. So it's still, because of the color combo and the layering, still has a 90s grunge look, but a little bit more girly with it tucked in. So kind of wanted to give you an example of that look as well. Okay, did a little bit of something different on this one. So I just I don't know, I just wanted some layers and a pop of color. So I went with, this is a Kato, just a little Kato yellow vest, and I got this last summer, so it's fairly new. Just buttoned it one time, kept the turtleneck, kept the necklace, we've kept that throughout, the cross necklace, and then put that blue flannel back over it, unbuttoned the sleeve. I should have done that in the beginning, but unbuttoned the sleeves, the ripped jeans, the black tights, and the boots. So you've got like layers upon layers, which is really a lot of times layers is what creates the look of that particular era style. So that is what I've done in this one. Yellow may not necessarily be a normal, typical 90s grunge color, but I just kind of I like the idea of it, so it's my own personal take or my own personal style on it, but just giving you a little bit of a different look. Okay, this brand of jeans, which I've already shown you the jeans a while ago, but it's called Telepathia, and it is from Ross. I think I bought them last year. And then taking that green Time and True flannel again over this one. The top is a Cato top, of course. I thrifted this one, and I thrifted it for the purpose of this sleeve. So you can see the grommets down the sleeve and the way the sleeve fits. I knew that that was going to fit in with a 90s grunge look, and it would be good for layering, so I grabbed it up for that reason. But yeah, pairing it over the turtleneck and just that sleeve, the sleeve style. I love the sleeve style, actually. I love how long it is and everything, but, and then just layering. So, creating another perfect 90s grunge look. Okay, layering even more for this one. So I had a velour, it's a red velour top, and I put it over the black turtleneck, so you have those pieces out. Really want to see both layers. And then the black jacket it's either a Y2K or 90s jacket. It could be a crossover, and I'm using it to serve what's supposed to be a leather jacket purpose. I feel like a black leather jacket would be really good, but this is the only one I had for the look, so I'm just using it in the leather jacket's place. And then keeping the ripped jeans and the black tights and the Free People boots. And I still have those strap socks on under here as well, so that's still part of it. So just keeping all the layers with this one. Okay, this is a Denim & Company, or Denim & Co. jacket, and it did have a 90s grunge look to me. I think it is a little newer, but the coloring is, to me, what is creating, and the fact that it's flannel is creating that 90s grunge look. And so I just took it, paired it over the turtleneck. You're going to hear that a lot, paired over that turtleneck, and the ripped jeans, and just keeping everything the same, but changing out the tops. You literally could do, just with an assortment of tops from your thrift store, you could do like so many 90s looks. Same basic underneath, just change out the tops. And hopefully you're getting an idea of what you can find at the thrift store, whether it's old or new. You can find so many things to like make different styles. Even if it's not from that era, you can still make the style with what you find at the thrift store. So, okay, this is a New York & Company top. And it's a button-up top, but it's got those dark colors again. And I do remember wearing a lot of things like this. I remember the mall, that was a mall brand, and I remember getting a lot of the button-up tops like this and wearing them during the 90s. But I feel like you could, maybe we wore some of these with like the wide leg dress pants, but then I feel like you could also, because of the coloring and the style of the top, pair it with the ripped jeans and do more of a grunge look with it. Once again, those sleeves, those really long sleeves, there's the way they look on the back there. I like those. I think you can wear these folded if you want to for the grunge look. I just like them down. But anyways, this is just another example of a different way you can style a grunge look. Okay, this is the last one. So that black jacket was a Gap. It is a Y2K Gap. And then the red velour top was Stephanie Andrews. I don't recognize that brand at all. It is a vintage brand. There are so many. There are so many vintage brands. So sometimes you can find them. If you look on eBay, if you look on just Google that brand, sometimes you can find an item that is almost, it's either the same item or almost identical. So sometimes that does work. Anyways, this outfit is, we're supporting the Stingers, whoever the Stingers are. I don't know if that's a real ball team or not, but it is a baby tee, and it had kind of that grunge, those colors and the style of it to me fit under a grunge style. And this is an Old Navy, a little bit older plaid top. It is very thin. It's almost, I don't know if it was made like that or if it's actually worn out, But so I thought I'd use just a little bit more color in this one, but I still feel like because of the type of tee it is, t-shirt, and then because of the rips and stuff, I feel like it still has a grunge look to it. So I just made this one the last one. I actually really do like this plaid with this little ball tee, and I kept the Converse tennis shoes on with it because that made sense with ball to me. So I'm going to end with this one. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas of what you can find at the thrift store. If you want to put together a 90s grunge style, you can use modern pieces to do that because the majority of the pieces I used were modern. And then also, so because I know sometimes at thrift stores sometimes you can't find the vintage. It depends on how many resellers you have in your area. It depends on sometimes the area if no one's turning in vintage. So you can take newer pieces and create those older looks that you're wanting to create, if you choose the right color and the right style of pieces. So anyway, I hope this helped, and it is my take on the 90s and what I feel like I wore coming through the 90s, and also just a little bit cleaner look, because like I said, I don't do band tees. Even when I had my store, I don't do band tees because I played Christian music at my store, so it's just not my thing. But I do get it. And if I was going to pick any type of secular music, I would say hands down the 80s had the best sound. So that would be my pick if I was going to pick it. But that's my personal opinion. I do really like the sound of the 80s music, but off topic, it doesn't even matter because it doesn't have anything to do with these grunge outfits. But I was trying to do a realistic grunge outfit style that I would probably still wear, or that I did wear growing up. So anyway, I'll leave you with that. And if you don't like the style, thank you for hanging out and watching anyway, and just having fun with me trying them on and reminiscing, I guess, for my past. And I do really like a lot of the past things. I think they were maybe better times in a way, and so, to some degree, not everything. Some things were better, some things weren't. But I think sometimes just remembering, what we wore or what we did in certain times, it could be fun. And so that's kind of what I did with these outfits today. And it's always interesting to me because when I go thrifting, I find all kinds of things, as you can tell from the videos. I'm finding all kinds of pieces of clothing, but it's interesting how many different themes and styles you can do out of those pieces of clothing, even if they're not from those eras. So that's, to me, I just love the thrift store because you can just find anything. You just find anything, and it's so much fun, but you do have to dig. So I will say, I look through everything, and sometimes that takes hours. My family does not usually like to go with me. They do not want to sit in the thrift store for a long time. That is not for everybody. I, on the other hand, could go and I could look through clothes from morning till night. I used to go from morning till night and I wouldn't even eat, but now I stop and eat and then I go back. So, but I look through everything so I don't miss anything. And if it's a big store like a large Goodwill or Carm or something, that takes hours to look through. So I feel like it actually is a job, but it's like the best kind, right? It's the fun kind. So anyways, but I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe, and please help me continue to grow my channel, and I will continue putting out more outfit ideas and more outfit videos, and I think we have some more home stuff coming up and some thrift hauls coming up, so lots coming. So thank you for being here, and I will see you on the next one.